Hey guys, a lot of folks nowadays are talking about retirement. And I figured, well, since I've been retired for 9 years, maybe we should have that conversation. So why don't you grab a drink? Let's go over here, sit down, and talk about it. Let's go. So, what if everything you believed about retirement was setting you up to fail? Before you ever walked out the door. Now, before we dive in, let me tell you exactly who this is for. Okay. If you are someone between 5 and 10 years from retirement and you're starting to wonder if you're really ready for this is for you. If you've already retired and something just does not feel right or the way it should be, you know, this is for you. And if you have a parent, a spouse, or someone you love who's walking toward this season of life and you want to help them get it right, this is absolutely for you. Absolutely. So, let me tell you who I am and why I'm the one sitting in this seat uh, talking about retirement. My name is Dr. Quentin Moore, and I'm a family nurse practitioner. And I retired 9 years ago after serving a combined 22 years of active duty service between the United States Air Force and the United States Public Health Service. And I'm telling you right now, I didn't have everything figured out uh, when I walked out the door. I thought I did. I thought I did, but I was definitely wrong. So when I talk to you about retirement on this channel, um, I'm not reading a script that someone handed me. I'm not a financial influencer who, you know, discovered a niche. Um, I'm a normal person. I'm a clinician and a former federal employee who has lived this transition and who has watched patients and colleagues walk through it. And it spent the last 9 years figuring out what nobody told me before I left. This series is going to be it's going to be honest, it's going to be practical, it's going to be personal. This isn't a financial infomercial. We aren't going to spend our time uh, talking about index funds and withdrawal rates and leave it at that. We're going to talk about the whole picture. I want to try to paint the whole picture. The money, yes, of course, but also the identity, the fear, the relationships, the health component, the faith, and the legacy. So, those are the things that we're going to be talking about because retirement isn't just a financial event. It's one of the most significant life transitions a human being can make. And you deserve to walk into it with your eyes wide open. So take a drink. It's a little hot out here. So today, I want to talk about the five myths that I've heard. Well, five of the myths that I've heard, and briefly go over those. Myth number one is retirement is the finish line. Okay. Most people spend decades chasing retirement like it's a destination. And the truth is that retirement isn't the end of the race, In fact, it's the starting line of a completely new endeavor in life. And the danger of treating it as a finish line that I have found is that, just think about it, in a race, you stop planning once you cross the finish line. It's over. And that's exactly when the real work begins in retirement. This is what happens when people retire with no vision beyond not working. So a lot of us do that, but I definitely want to encourage you not to. And when you look at the research, and you'll hear me talk about research all the time because I've read so much stuff about retirement, being in it 9 years, and the research is clear. When you look at it, the outcomes are not good. They're not good when people treat it as a finish line. Now, myth two is if the money is right, everything else falls into place financially. So, financial readiness and retirement readiness, they're not the same thing. You could have a fully funded TSP or 401k or maybe a solid pension and zero debt and still feel like you're lost on day 91. So that's something to think about. And money solves the financial problem, but it doesn't solve the identity problem. It doesn't solve the structure problem or the purpose problem. And I got geese over here, so I got to watch out, make sure they don't attack me. uh, excuse me. This is the myth that sends most people into a quiet crisis because they feel like they have no right to struggle when the numbers look fine on paper. Okay. And then myth number three is that you will know what to do with the freedom. Uh, right. That's wrong. It's so wrong. you know, I thought I'd love having nothing to do, um, but I had no idea how much I actually needed somewhere to be, if that makes sense to you. That is one of the most common things that retirees say in the first year. And just think about it though. Freedom without structure is not liberation. For most high achieving professionals, it's disorientation. The people most hit by this are like your mission driven career people, uh, federal service, military, law enforcement, people who build their entire life around purpose and accountability. They build their life around this purpose and accountability. And when I stop to think about it, that's me. That's me. And it could be you. When I was in the military, look, I was military. Yes, I was. So that's one of those careers. When I was in the military, I was law enforcement. That's another one of those careers I just mentioned. And federal service as a civilian and as a uniformed service person. So I fit that mold. I fit it all day long. Moving on, I guess myth number four. Myth four is retirement gets easier. And they say retirement gets easier with time automatically. Many people assume the adjustment period is just a few weeks. And then I guess you settle in. The truth is, without intentional planning, the second and third year can be harder than the first. And the honeymoon phase it's gonna end like any other honeymoon. But when the honeymoon is over, you still have to continue on. That's something to think about. If you haven't built structure, community, and purpose, by then the walls close in on you. This isn't pessimism. When you look at it, it's preparation. It's preparation. Myth 5. And myth 5 is retirement advice is one size fits all. Now, the retirement content that dominates YouTube, books, and financial planning offices is built in an average, if you will. So it's built for the average person in an average situation. The only problem is that your life is not average. Your career path, your benefits, your identity, and your vision for what comes next, these are going to be, they are unique. And to you, generic retirement, it doesn't account for the wide range of people who show up to this conversation. And when I say that, again, I'm talking about federal employees, military veterans, healthcare workers, first responders, people of faith, caregivers, and those who are retiring later or earlier than they're supposed to, earlier than the so-called norm, if you will. Now, a plan, when you look at it, a plan built for everyone is really built for no one. It's not specific to you. And what you need is guidance that meets you where you actually are. And that's exactly what this series that I'm talking about. I put together a series on retirement, and that's what it's designed to do. And over the next 22 episodes, you're going to walk through every dimension of retirement with me: financial, emotional, relational, physical, spiritual, and of course, legacy, because we all need to leave a legacy. And unfortunately, that's one of the things that a lot of us just fail to do. Uh, but it's something that we're going to talk about here. And we are not going to sugarcoat anything. We're not going to scare people either. We're just going to tell the truth. The goal is honest preparation here. And it's honest preparation so that when you get there, or if you're already there, you have a map. So I want you to do me a favor. Subscribe to this channel. Click like down below so that you don't miss a single episode. Also, I'd like for you to drop a comment below. How about a comment on this question? The question is, what is the one thing that nobody told you about retirement, or the one thing that you are most afraid of about retirement? Drop that down there. So, episode 2. Next week, we are going to talk about something that nobody admits out loud. And that's what happens when you do everything right and you still feel completely lost. If that's you right now, or if you are afraid that it might be, do not miss it. Okay? With that being said, thanks for listening. And we look forward to seeing you back here for the next episode. Take care. We out.